Hey everyone, welcome back to Going Ballistic with Jim Bob. Jim Bob here. I'm actually at a indoor shooting range, not the undisclosed range in communist Illinois. It is really cold. So I want to try something out, something different. So I'm a huge 40 guy. Everybody knows that. I have been waiting and wanting and emailing Glock a million times. Can you please make a 40 caliber style gun in like the G-45 19x series, full size grip with a short slide? So I just woke up today and was like, I'm gonna try this myself. So I have a 19x frame with a G-23 slide with an optic on it. Everything will fit, but you're sitting there looking down there, you have to change the entire trigger mechanism out to make it fit. So I can't video shooting in here. This is all about safety and stuff, but the color combo is pretty cool. So I'm going to shoot about 200 rounds here to see if this thing will work or not. So I'm just going to do random full metal jacket loads from 165 to 180, and I got, what is it, Winchester white box, and there's some ammo ink probably in there somewhere, and then there's Federal in there. It's just a big old box. I just throw rounds in, so it's just target ammo. But if this thing cycles, I'm gonna be super duper excited about this, because that's man, if Glock actually made one, I'd probably buy one for every day of the week. So I'm gonna get off of here and get to shooting. There's one of my targets there at actual range, and just keep you posted. So I hope this thing goes. So safety first, right? Bye guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to Going Ballistic with Jim Bob. Jim Bob here in my undisclosed garage in communist Illinois. I just got back from the range, an actual legitimate range, not the undisclosed range in communist Illinois that we can't talk about. I couldn't do any mag dumping or anything like that. Just they only allow slow fire, etc. And I understand that due to safety and insurance, etc. Blah blah blah. So I'm not telling anybody to go out and do this, but something that I've been wanting from Glock, and I email them nonstop, and yet I'll probably never ever see one, is I'm a huge 40 caliber guy. Everybody knows that. But I like the full size grip, but a short slide, like the 19x and the G-45. I like that. So what I've always wanted was a G-23 slide on a 22 frame. So what I did, I finally just said, screw it today. I had to go to the dentist. I took a day off. I was like, I'm gonna have me a Frankenstein mad scientist experiment today. So that's exactly what I did. So obviously clear. You can tell I shot this today. So I got a 19x with the handle it grips. I'll probably take off and put a hoe grip on. I like them better actually. Then I have a Gen 5 G-23 slide with my Siley optic on it, my budget optic, the CT2, which I've had hundreds and hundreds of rounds through this thing, and it's performs perfectly. Never lost zero, nothing. I did have to re-zero it on this frame of the gun today. I did do that. It wasn't off much, but just enough. So this is what it looks like. I think it looks badass personally. It worked perfect. I took you know, the slide swap there, but the only thing was, and I noticed, was when you have the magazine in there, the 40 caliber magazine in there, the ejector in there, the way these are bent different. I tried it with dummy rounds first. Okay, I put, I don't know, I put 5, I think, in there. I put it in a mag, and I would pull the trigger, rack it, try to pull the trigger again, but you can't because it failed to eject. So I tried it again just to see if my dummy rounds had just been beat up so much, whatever. No, it wouldn't. I might get 1 or 2, then it would jam. So what I did was I swapped the trigger housing, the complete trigger mechanism, the whole deal, out of my 23, and I put it in the 19x, put the dummy rounds in, bam, 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 perfect. Everything's fine. So this is the one actually out of the 19x right here. This is one of my Jim Bob's trigger jobs, all nice and polished. You see how that connector got that curve like this, okay? The G-23 does not have that issue in there. See how this one is fairly straight. It's got a smidgen of a turn, but not much. So when you put the magazine in there, and you have it seated, you can see where it falls. Right here. When you do the one from the 19X, it was literally way over covering the magazine down to here on the lip of the follower. There's absolutely no way it would work. So something else I discovered was if you just use a stock 15 round Glock magazine, no extension or nothing, they seat fine. But being the 19X, we all know it has the little extension down there, which I actually like this. I'll never cut mine off because if I got a flush fit mag, my pinky is perfectly rested on that. But it has this little extension here on the mag well. So if you use, and everybody knows I'm a huge fan of mill spin, I got tons of their mag extensions, which this is one right here, a little Betsy Ross on there. Here's the problem. Won't seat. I finally got it to shoot at the range today, but it won't seat because of this. You have to like just bam, jam it in there, and I'm not beating this gun up. If you would knock just a little off of there, it would probably seat. It would be fine. I got a Terran Tactical mag extension. Same thing. It hits on the lip there. You can get it in there, but I'm not going to force this thing and cause a malfunction. Now, we all know these are, what, 60 bucks? 55, 60 bucks. Mill spins are about the same price. So, mag extension I've been using on a lot of my guns, 9mm and 40 or whatever, have been, they're just composite polymer, and come with a really good spring. I've been using Strike Industries. These are like, I think they're like 25 bucks. There's no pad on the bottom to, you know, break its fall, but neither is one on Glock. Comes a little set screw, little retainer right there. These things fit perfect. Come with a, I think it's a wolf spring maybe. I could be wrong there on that, but I've never had a problem with it, but you know what? Perfect. They clear the little lip, not by much, but they clear it where they pop right out. And obviously you can tell you don't have to fling it, they'll just pop. They're not weighted because they're plastic. So kind of want to throw a little info on that, but if not telling anybody to do this, but I thought it was kind of fun, been wanting to do it. Something else, get rid of your lanyard loop there. I forgot to fail to mention that. The Terran Tactical, I believe, will fit because of the, as the retainer there is what's hitting it. So if this was off, these mag extensions would work. I'm sorry, I didn't say that the first time. The mill spins, no, that's had nothing to do with it. They just won't. They have a retainer button here too, but I think mainly it's up in here. It might fit, but these mags would all work if the lanyard loop comes out, and if you just clearance this maybe 60 to 90 thousandths, they would both work, but I'm not cutting this gun up. I will not cut this gun up. So the lanyard loop don't mean nothing. You can pull it off, put it back on, but as far as this, I'm not touching that. But I just thought it was a little fun little experiment today. I shot right at between 190 and 205 rounds. I lost count because I was using extended mags, standard mags, this and that. I didn't have one malfunction. I was getting ready at the range. I thought everything would be fine. Like I said, I cycled the dummy rounds, just the way it felt. I've had enough Glocks apart, I think it'd be fine. I was like, sweet baby Jesus, please don't let me lose a finger today, please. So got up there at the range, sighted it in on the hips of the target that I had. It was off a little bit on one. I think I only had to do like 2 clicks, one for up and down, and I think 1 click over for left or right, and it was pretty well centered. I could only shoot 10 yards out where I was at. I sighted it at 5, and I moved it back to 7, and I think it was maybe 9 to 10. At the range I'm at, it's not marked in yards, it's in feet, and it's hard to read where we're at, but it's good enough when it's like super cold outside, and I didn't have one malfunction. It was just boom, boom, boom. But you can't mag dump in there. But it was slow fire, but I don't foresee an issue with this at all. I'm extremely happy about this. I've been wanting a full-size grip with a 23 slide on a 40 cal. It just, man, close quarters, I mean, this is where it's at for me. The 19X and the G-45 and 9mm are awesome too. I like 40, they just hit you a lot harder. Personal opinion, of course. I just kind of wanted to throw that little tidbit out before the end of the year. Like I said, I'm probably going to put a Hogue grip on this and get rid of this. I've had horrible luck with these grips anymore. I don't know if they changed the glue in them or what. Get gun solvent, they just, like hoppies or whatever, they just melt off. So I'm done with it. Anxiously awaiting the Gen 6 model. I don't think I'd have to use any of this tape and stuff from the way the grip texture looks on it, and the palm swell. It has a big beaver tail extension on it. Just they really revamped that gun, so I'm really excited about that. But I just kind of want to throw that out there. Anybody been 40 geek like me, been wanting something of this platform? Well, I honestly think this would be dead reliable, but I'm going to shoot a few hundred more rounds through this before I give it my go-ahead. But like I said, I got almost 200 rounds through this day. I didn't have one issue, so I have no reason to believe that this won't be reliable. But just wanted to throw that out there, just so a little bit of knowledge, so a little bit of fun today. So I hope everybody has a tremendous Christmas and all that good stuff. Nobody gets into a domestic issue with everybody, you know, too much time together. Everybody gets to drinking and the family gets to fighting. But just joking. But I hope everybody has a good Christmas and a safe New Year. And I'm going to do my next video, hopefully here within the next 2 months. My last one I did the homemade gel. I'm actually going to buy gelatin instead of make it. It just, the amount of time and all that, to me, it wasn't worth it. So what I'm going to do for it is I'm going to do probably like clear ballistic gel, 10%. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to put the cotton t-shirt and a pair of jeans in front of it, test 9 and 40. And then what I'm going to do to compare to see the difference between how the rounds react and gelatin, and then I'm going to have a meat target. I'm a conspiracy theorist on some of this stuff because in the past, shooting meat targets and things of that nature, half the rounds that expanded in my last video have never worked. So it always made me wonder, do these people design these rounds to make them work in gelatin and water and not hitting bones? So I don't know. I can't answer that. I think it'll be fun and a educational video on that, because if they work in one, they ought to theoretically work 3/4%, 75% in the other scenario. So we'll find out. But that's what I got plans for the next one. So it'll be in, like I said, 40 and 9mm, about the only two I ever mess with. So hope everybody has a good Christmas and New Year's, like I said, and I'll catch you on the flip-flop. And remember, if you live in Illinois, JB Prisker is a big prick. See you guys soon. Bye.